What's good with y'all niggas? Back with another one. This one is, what is esoteric knowledge? Esoteric knowledge is exploring the world that's not seen and breaking down the codes within it. See, many people think it's the information that we get that's the real esoteric knowledge. And many people don't realize that the world speaks in codes. And what I mean by codes is there's a meaning to everything that's going on in this world, but not in a physical sense, in an invisible realm sense. Basically, the invisible realm is the place where the creator does the creating. So in real life terms, think about this. In the beginning, there was nothing. And the great mind, or God, whatever you want to call it, because I don't believe in a physical man up in the sky, created this physical plane. And everything was made in the image of, quote unquote, the all, or God, or whatever you want to call it. And if you look at things like your body, the inside of yourself, your hair, your eyes, all different things, they are just reflection of the universe. And that's a reflection of something else. So where am I going with this? Esoteric knowledge is something that you have to experience and get an understanding of. If your view of the world is one-dimensional and you see this place as a place that literally is the only thing, the end-all be-all, then you're not viewing life esoteric. See, the thing about esoteric knowledge is only a few people know about this. And it's not because it's some members only shit. It's just many people can't get it or grasp the concept of what esoteric is. A lot of people don't know this, but Jesus spoke in esoteric codes. And shit, Jesus is an esoteric figure himself. And shit, all these major figures. Horus, I can go on and on. But one thing I would like to, point out. When Jesus was getting ready to down the cross, he said something a lot of people didn't get. Please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Why did he say that? Because he understood it was because they lack of knowledge that they didn't really see the world for what it is. There's a reason why the Egyptians wore gold. The reason being is because it wasn't shit to them. Because they understood that this physical world is not even a real world. It don't even exist. Not up on some crazy shit. But think about it this way. If after we die, we go to another realm, another plane of existence, then why does this shit matter? And this don't give niggas the excuse to be an asshole. Nah, because there's such thing as a law of a cause and effect. And that motherfucker is a bitch. But when you seek the kingdom first, and what is the kingdom? Jesus said his kingdom is not of this earth. It's the inside, motherfucker. When you seek that shit first, all things will be added. Jesus also said, yea, or gods. I need to have a part 2. But y'all think about this shit. Part 2. What is esoteric knowledge? In order to understand esoteric knowledge, you have to understand the nature of self. And once you understand the nature of self, then you can become more in tune with the esoteric world. By understanding that we are part of the all, but we are fragments of the all. And put together, we all become one. There's a book that I have. It is by Ainsworth Forgini. It is Christ the Serpent, the Ancient Occult Mystery Series. And all Ancient Occult means is hidden knowledge. It's not really hidden, but, like I said before, it's knowledge that people don't really understand. And on page 14, chapter 3, let it be here stated that in all religions, there are two and separate and distinct set of knowledge. The first is what is referred to as exoteric knowledge. This is the quote-unquote knowledge that is fed to the masses as truth. It is that which is shared with those whom is believed are either not capable or worthy to receive the true knowledge. Jesus, of course, knew this. When his disciples asked him why he spoke to the people in parables and not clearly, he replied, because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given unto you, but not unto them. That there is a truth that is not to be shared with the masses. There is an occult, meaning secret, not evil knowledge, which is only to be shared with a select few. There are things that it is believed the masses either do not have the capacity to grasp or are not worthy to receive, or both. He further goes on to clarify by stating, whoever has will be given more, and he will have abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. In other words, those with expanded minds will be given more. The more the mind is open, the more knowledge that will be dispensed. On the other hand, true knowledge will be withheld from those whose minds and eyes are forever closed. It is based on the principle, you do not cast your pearls before swine or give that which is holy. But the thing about it is, this knowledge ain't really, you know what I'm saying, something that's holy. They just try to tell you that to make it seem like it's something that quote unquote everybody ain't meant to know. The second type of knowledge is referred to as esoteric knowledge. I'm gonna skip now. Christ spoke to three groups of people. Firstly, he addressed the masses, the crowd. Secondly, he spoke to the 120. Thirdly, he shared exclusively with the 12. The only group he shared the meaning of the parables were to those belonging to the third group, the 12. To these, he shared the mysteries of the kingdom, the dark sayings. Now, with that being said, what are the dark sayings? Dark sayings refer to the knowledge taught in the ancient mystery schools. These schools can be traced all the way back to ancient Egypt. It was in these schools that the sacred knowledge was shared with the chosen few. This knowledge was shared through parables, riddles, puzzles, and hard questions. In the Bible, there are many references to these dark sayings. The Bible is actually a collection of dark sayings passed along throughout the ages. In Psalm 78:2, it says, I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. The book of Proverbs 1:6 tells us that the purpose of the book is to give the diligent, the seeker, the ability to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings, referring to the wisdom of Solomon, which we are told. When the Queen of Sheba learned of the fame of Solomon, she came to prove Solomon with hard questions, dark sayings at Jerusalem. In other words, she tested his wisdom to see if he truly understood the ancient mysteries, the dark sayings. Now I'm on page 20. Paul, in Galatians 4, revealed to us the true nature of the biblical stories. He writes, Abraham had two sons, one by a bondmaid, other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise, which things are an allegory. Paul, the apostle, is revealing to us the hidden knowledge. The knowledge that the narratives of the Bible are nothing more than allegories. What is an allegory? The dictionary describes an allegory as a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning. Therefore, these are stories that point to hidden knowledge. The Bible is not a history book, as some mistaken believe. We are not reading about actual historical personalities or events. They are what is referred to as dark sayings transmitted down through the ages. These stories originating from ancient Egypt and beyond. Stories meant to reveal the select few truths that are hidden way beyond the muzzled gaze of the oblivious masses. According to Paul's revelation, those who are supposedly descendants of Father Abraham also did not exist. It goes without saying that if there was no Abraham, then there was no Isaac, no Ishmael, no Jacob, no Joseph, etc., etc. We are, as a result, left with no choice but to conclude that they are all allegorical, characters used to point out a greater hidden truth. Many scholars agree that these individuals are merely symbolic in nature. They never stepped into the pages of history. Now, the reason I read all that shit, I know that shit was long as hell, but I read it to show you the esoteric knowledge. By understanding the esoteric world, many of us learn how to maneuver in this world. And that's how the people that quote unquote control this world move. Because they understand that this world is more than the flesh. Think about that shit.